Welcome to our deep dive into AI and its impact on humanity.
Sounds pretty deep.
It is. We're going to be unpacking Reid Hoffman's book, Impromptu, Amplifying Our Humanity Through AI. Have you had a chance to check it out yet?
Yeah, I actually just finished it. It's pretty fascinating.
What's really cool about this one is that he co-wrote it with GPT-4.
Really?
Yeah, he was prompting it with questions and then weaving its responses right into the text.
That's wild. So he's not just looking at AI as like a tool, he's treating it like a creative partner.
Exactly. It really highlights the potential for AI to collaborate with us in ways we're only just beginning to understand.
It's like having a supercharged brainstorming buddy who can access all the information in the world.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to see how these large language models, or LLMs, can actually make us better. Can they help us be smarter, more creative, even more just...
Those are some big questions.
They are. We'll be exploring AI's potential in education, justice, journalism, and even the world of creative work.
Hoffman and GPT-4 really dive deep into how AI could impact these areas, and they don't shy away from the tough questions.
One of the first big ones they tackle is education. Can AI level the playing field? You know, Hoffman uses a really powerful story to illustrate the disparities that exist. It's the story of the two Wes Moores.
The two Wes Moores.
Yeah. Imagine growing up in the same neighborhood, sharing the same name, and facing similar challenges, yet ending up on completely different paths.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
One Wes Moore becomes a successful governor while the other ends up incarcerated. How much did their access to quality education really influence their destinies?
Exactly. And could AI have helped to bridge that gap, especially given all the inequalities that exist in our education systems? And you might think professors would be terrified of ChatGPT. But there's this Professor Ethan Mintz who actually embraces it. He has his students write essays with ChatGPT.
Interesting. So he's using AI to teach instead of trying to ban it.
Right, Professor Mintz seems to get that banning AI is like trying to ban the internet. It's not going away. So instead, he uses it to teach critical thinking. Students learn to analyze the AI's strengths and weaknesses to leverage its capabilities while honing their own skills. It's like instead of being afraid of AI making us stupid, he's using it to make his students smarter.
That's a much better approach, I think.
Yeah. But not everyone shares that optimism. Hoffman talks about how New York City public schools actually banned ChatGPT. They were worried about cheating and misuse.
Yeah, that's a pretty common knee-jerk reaction to new technology, especially in education. But it raises the question, are we hindering innovation by reacting with fear? Or should we be embracing the potential for positive change?
It's a tough balance. It's fascinating how GPT-4 itself analyzes this ban in the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the AI is weighing in on its own trial.
Oh, really?
What does it have to say for itself?
I'm curious.
Well, it acknowledges the potential benefits of the ban. You know, things like preventing misuse and protecting privacy. But ultimately, GPT-4 argues that the ban misses the bigger picture. It could actually do more harm than good by limiting the ways AI can be used to improve learning.
So it's advocating for its own use in education.
In a way, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's saying, hey, trust the teachers, they can handle this.
That's interesting. And you know who agrees?
Yep.
Cherie Shields, a high school English teacher who actually uses ChatGPT in her classroom. She sees these LLMs as tools, not threats.
I love that.
She even uses ChatGPT to give personalized feedback on student essays. Think about that. Personalized feedback for every student. It saves her time and provides students with more detailed insights than she could ever give them on her own.
It reminds me of when calculators first came out. People thought they would ruin math skills, but now they're essential tools in the classroom.
Yeah, maybe AI can be that for education. A tool that helps us learn and teach better.
Exactly. The book highlights the potential for personalized learning with things like AI-powered quizzes tailored to individual needs. Imagine interactive discussions facilitated by AI, where students can ask questions and delve deeper into the material.
And not just about making learning more effective, but about creating a more engaging and inspiring experience, right?
Exactly. But the book doesn't just look at the present. It takes us 50 years into the future and explores both the optimistic and pessimistic views of AI in education.
Okay, so what does the future hold?
Oh, the optimistic view is pretty exciting. It focuses on how AI could personalize learning, create custom content for every student, and even allow for closer student-teacher interaction.
So it's not about replacing teachers, but about giving them superpowers to reach every student in a way that's just not possible today.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
But what about the pessimistic view? What does that look like?
I'm a little scared to ask.
Well, the pessimistic view warns of a future where AI could widen the digital divide, create a dependence on technology, and even replace human teachers altogether. It's a future where education loses its human touch.
So we have two very different visions of the future here. On one hand, AI could democratize education and empower both students and teachers. On the other, it could lead to a dehumanized system that exacerbates existing inequalities. Where do you stand on this spectrum of optimism and pessimism?
That's a great question.
Mm.
And it's one that we all need to consider as these technologies become increasingly intertwined with our lives.
It's definitely something to think about. It's a question that goes beyond just the technical stuff about AI. It dives into the philosophical and ethical dimensions of what it means to exist. What makes us human if a machine can write a sonnet just as beautiful as Shakespeare?
Right. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Does it diminish our own creativity and uniqueness if a machine can do the same things, maybe even better?
That's where the concept of homo techne becomes so important. It's not about denying the power of AI. It's about acknowledging that our very ability to create and use technology, from the wheel to the smartphone to AI, that's a defining characteristic of being human. It sets us apart.
So it's not AI versus humans, it's AI as an expression of our own human ingenuity. I like that perspective. But I also can't shake those dystopian sci-fi stories where AI turns against us. Is that something we should be genuinely worried about?
Hoffman tackles this head-on. He says that progress, technological or otherwise, has always come with risks. Think about fire, one of humanity's earliest discoveries. It can cook food and keep us warm, but it can also burn down everything we've built.
Right, it's a perfect example. Fire itself isn't good or bad, it's all about how we use it. So how do we make sure AI is a force for good in the world, not a force for destruction?
That's where the idea of a democratic and collaborative approach to AI governance comes in. Hoffman's a big proponent of this. He emphasizes how important it is for developers, policymakers, and the public to be involved in shaping how AI is developed and used.
So it's not just like some small group of tech elites controlling everything.
Right. We all need to have a say in how AI shapes our world.
But AI is so complex and evolving so quickly, it's hard to know where to even begin.
It's true. We're in uncharted territory here. There's no roadmap for navigating this technological revolution, but the key is that we can't be passive. We can't just let AI happen to us. We need to be actively involved in shaping it.
So what can we do as individuals? How can we actually make a difference?
Well, education is a great place to start. Read books like Impromptu, stay informed about the latest developments in AI, and don't be afraid to talk about it with friends, family, even your elected officials.
Right, knowledge is power. The more we understand AI, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions about its development and use.
And don't be afraid to ask tough questions. Challenge assumptions about how AI is being used and what its impact might be. Engage with developers, policymakers, and even the companies that are creating these technologies.
It's about using our voices and our votes to make sure AI is developed and used responsibly.
Absolutely. And be mindful of the companies you support and the products you use. Choose companies that are committed to ethical AI development and data privacy.
It's about aligning our spending with our values.
Exactly. We need to advocate for policies that ensure AI is developed in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few. Things like transparency, accountability, and fairness need to be built into these systems from the ground up.
It's about using our collective power to shape the regulatory landscape. That leads to another big question: AI's impact on jobs. We've talked about potential job losses, but what are some of the other ways AI might change the way we work?
Hoffman's perspective is really interesting here. He argues that AI is less about replacing jobs and more about transforming them. It's going to change the tasks we do, the skills we need, and even the way we think about work itself.
Okay, so AI won't eliminate jobs. It will just change them.
Think of it like this: AI will likely automate many of the routine, repetitive tasks that humans currently do. This frees us up to focus on more creative, strategic, and higher value work.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be looking at it as a way to elevate our work and allow us to focus on the things that are uniquely human.
That's a great way to put it. The book actually uses this analogy of AI as a co-captain, helping you navigate your career and make smarter decisions about your professional development. It's about using AI to enhance your skills and make yourself more valuable in the workplace.
Okay, that's a much less scary way to think about it. But it still requires us to be adaptable and willing to learn new skills, right?
Absolutely. Lifelong learning is going to be more important than ever. The skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow. We need to be comfortable of constantly learning and adapting to new technologies and ways of working.
It's not just about learning new technical skills. It's about developing a mindset of continuous learning and adaptability.
Exactly. And the book also highlights the importance of uniquely human skills that AI can't replicate. Things like creativity, critical thinking, problem-solving, communication, and collaboration. These skills will become even more valuable in an AI-powered world.
It's almost like AI is pushing us to become more human, to focus on the things that make us special.
That's a great insight. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about how AI might be used to address some of the world's most pressing challenges. Think about things like poverty, hunger disease, climate change. Can AI help us solve these problems?
That's a big question. I can see how AI could be helpful in analyzing data and identifying patterns, but how do you actually translate that into real-world solutions?
That's where Hoffman's concept of blitzscaling comes in. It's a strategy for rapidly growing a company or organization by prioritizing speed over efficiency.
So it's about moving fast, taking risks, and iterating quickly.
Exactly. And Hoffman believes that blitzscaling can be applied not just to businesses, but also to social impact initiatives. Think about using blitzscaling to rapidly deploy renewable energy technologies, to scale up educational programs, or to bring healthcare access to underserved communities.
It's like taking the playbook from Silicon Valley and applying it to social change.
That's a great way to think about it. And AI can play a key role in this process. It can help to automate tasks, analyze data, and make decisions more quickly, which is essential for scaling solutions rapidly.
So AI can be a force multiplier for social good. I like that.
That's the potential. The book is really optimistic about how AI can help us solve some of humanity's toughest challenges.
But it's not a magic bullet, right?
Mhm.
It still takes human ingenuity, collaboration, and a commitment to making the world a better place.
Absolutely. Technology is just a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it.
Okay, so we've talked about AI's potential to solve big problems, but what about its potential to create problems?
You're talking about the dark side of AI, the potential for misuse.
Exactly. Things like AI-powered weapons, surveillance systems that erode our privacy, algorithms that perpetuate bias and discrimination. It's a scary thought.
Yeah.
How do we make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's one that Hoffman spends a lot of time exploring in the book. He argues that ethical considerations need to be built into AI systems from the ground up. We can't just wait until problems arise and then try to fix them. We need to be proactive, not reactive.
How do we do that? How do we make sure AI is aligned with our values?
It starts with having a conversation. We need to be talking about the ethical implications of AI, involving a wide range of stakeholders, including developers, policymakers, ethicists, and the public.
It's about creating a framework for responsible AI development, one that's grounded in human values, like fairness, justice, and compassion.
Exactly. And this framework needs to address a wide range of issues like bias in algorithms, the potential for job displacement, the impact of AI on privacy, and even the potential for AI to be used for malicious purposes.
It's a complex and challenging landscape, but it's also incredibly important. The choices we make today will have a profound impact on the future of AI and its impact on humanity. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground from AI in education and the future of work to the potential for AI to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that we need to explore.
You're talking about the philosophical implications of AI, right? What does it mean to be human in a world where machines are becoming increasingly intelligent and capable?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've touched on this throughout our deep dive, but I think it's worth exploring further. As AI becomes more sophisticated, the lines between humans and machines are starting to blur. It makes you wonder what makes us unique. What sets us apart from AI?
Hoffman addresses this head-on in Impromptu, and he introduces this concept of homo techne, which translates to technological human. His argument is that our ability to create and use technology is a defining characteristic of our species.
Like technology is embedded in our DNA.
Yeah,
It's part of what makes us human.
exactly. Think about it from the early stone tools to the invention of the printing press to the development of the internet. Humans have always been driven to create and use technology. It's what has allowed us to progress, to evolve, and to shape the world around us.
So AI is just the latest chapter in this long story of human innovation. It's not something alien or separate from us. It's an extension of ourselves.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And Hoffman argues that this ability to create and use technology, including AI, is not something to be feared, but rather something to be celebrated. It's a testament to our creativity, our ingenuity, and our desire to push the boundaries of what's possible.
But it also comes with a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? We have to make sure we're using AI in a way that benefits humanity, not harms it.
Absolutely. And that's where the concept of amplifying our humanity comes in. Hoffman believes that AI has the potential to help us become better versions of ourselves. It can help us to be more creative, more productive, more compassionate, and more connected.
So it's not about AI replacing humans. It's about AI helping us to reach our full potential.
Exactly. Think about it. AI can help us to overcome our limitations, to expand our capabilities, and to achieve things that we never thought possible.
It's like AI can give us superpowers.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
But it's also important to remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us to decide how we want to use it.
So what are some of the key takeaways from Impromptu? What are the things that listeners should be thinking about as they navigate this rapidly evolving world of AI?
Well, first and foremost, I think the book encourages us to embrace a mindset of curiosity and openness when it comes to AI. Don't be afraid to explore, to experiment, and to learn new things.
It's about approaching AI with a sense of wonder and possibility, not fear and trepidation.
Exactly. Second, the book emphasizes the importance of human agency. We're not passive bystanders in this technological revolution. We have the power to shape the future of AI and to ensure that it aligns with our values.
It's about taking responsibility for the technology we create and using it to build the kind of world we want to live in.
And third, the book reminds us that AI is not a replacement for human connection, empathy, and compassion. These qualities will become even more important in an AI-powered world.
It's about remembering what makes us human and making sure that those qualities are at the forefront of our interactions with AI and with each other.
AI is a powerful tool, but it's up to us to use it wisely and to ensure that it serves humanity. As we wrap up this deep dive into Reid Hoffman's Impromptu, I hope you're feeling informed, inspired, and ready to engage in the conversation about AI and its impact on our world. Remember, the future of AI is not predetermined. It's a future that we're creating together.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and its impact on humanity. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep imagining the possibilities.